that clutch storm right there. I still have a ghost running around, but he doesn't have enough energy for EMP, nor does he have enough enemy units to bother to hit with the EMP. So I'm gonna run him back for now and just kind of keep him safe until later in the game, assuming I don't finish it right here. So he's gonna manage to fight me off here with his zealots and his probes, although he lost pretty much all his probes from his expansion other than like 3. That noise that if you heard just a second ago was actually I used sniper shot to finish off one of the zealots with my ghost. Sniper shot, if you're not a Terran player and you're not familiar with all the abilities in the game yet, since beta is only about 3 weeks in right now, sniper shot, it does 45 damage at the cost of 25 energy, and it can be done to any biological unit, but you can't actually use it against probes, even though that would be convenient since it does 45 damage and they have 40 health. You can use it against Zerg drones, but not probes, because probes are mechanical. Anyway, I was forced to move back and kind of regroup at my own base. I know I damaged his economy. I wasn't really doing a good job macroing mine. In fact, for some reason this entire game I really didn't do a good job macroing. I'm usually a pretty strong player as far as macro goes, and I have the micro to go with it, but this game I really only get by on strategy and a bit of micro, because my macro is really bad. Don't copy the macro I'm using in this game. But I'm continuing to pump out Banshees and some tanks and just waiting to see what the Protoss player is gonna do. Like I said, I knew I damaged his economy pretty bad there by taking out all the probes within his expo, which he's managed to rebuild at this point. But he's also rebuilt all his zealots and his High Templar. So I finally am starting to push across the map again. And I let my I pulled back one of my Helions, but I let the other one go ahead, even though I'm sending him to his doom. I want to see, once again, I need to see where those High Templar are. I need to see if they're there. Those High Templar versus the Ghosts. The High Templar and the Ghosts are really the deciding factor in this game. Right here, I go ahead and I use an EMP and the mass of his units because there were so many of them, and it just was... I didn't know where his High Templar were either. He did a good job of hiding him. So I just hit his units with the EMP. He comes up and he storms me, and you can see right there that when I don't use EMP on the High Templar, he pretty much kills all my units with it. So that's the difference between that battle and the battle that happened a couple minutes ago within my base. Was just simply whether or not those High Templar had any energy by the time they engaged me. And the player adapted, and he was smart about protecting him this time. It's turning into another scrappy battle here, where both of us have lost most of our forces again, and his zealots are kind of cleaning me up. So I decided to focus down his injured zealots with my Banshee, and then back off because I can see he's warping in stalkers now, and I need to get the hell out of there. So, status quo, he's rebuilding his forces. I'm backing off a little bit and rebuild mine, regrouping I should say. And on the subject of Banshees, I like using them against Protoss, because Protoss really doesn't have a strong counter to light air. Banshees are light rather than armored, and their most convenient AA unit, the Stalker, does pitiful damage to anything that isn't armored. So that's really, Stalkers really are not a counter to Banshees, and you can see that I'll continue to mass them as much as I'm able to, and that's a pretty strong unit for me in this game is the Banshee. I somehow let myself get caught by Psystorm again there, and now I'm pretty much screwed. I have to back off. I was a little bit lazy there. I sent out a Marine to scout, but then I didn't pull the rest of my forces back quick enough, and his Psionic Storm just nuked all my units, so I'm on the run now. I have a Ghost in that pack, which you can see just now as he died had just barely more than enough to hit EMP, but he didn't have that much before, so that's why I wasn't able to EMP the High Templar on their way in that particular little skirmish there. So I lost that Ghost. I'm gonna build a new Ghost, and I have another one sitting in the back here hiding that's only been out for a little bit because he only has 70 energy. Right there, the Protoss player probably could have pushed my base. He might have been successful. He probably would have, but you know, from his viewpoint in the game, he doesn't really know what I've got. You know, I could have a couple of tanks up on this ledge right here. He's deciding to go the safe route, and just he knows he has map control right now, and he's using it to throw down an expansion. Both of our mains at this point are pretty much out of minerals, you know, and in just a second I'm gonna have no minerals left in my base, and he's gonna have no minerals left in his main. So it's gonna, with his expansion, assuming that expansion goes up and he maintains map control and doesn't let me expand, he knows he's gonna have a 2-to-1 advantage as far as economy. So that's why I'm assuming why he didn't try to push me there, and he kind of lets me rebuild. So he's just kind of patrolling around, making sure that that his expo goes up, and that I don't put an expo up myself. The fact that he's pulling his units back and forth looks almost like he's trying to bait me into attacking his expo there. He saw that I scanned it, and he's just kind of hiding back a little bit, so that hopefully he can flank me rather than, you know, going head on when I'm ready with EMP to nail his High Templar. So game's getting a little bit slow at this point. A lot of these high-level Platinum games actually are usually much faster than this, but I found some of the back and forth action in this game interesting, so that's why I decided to use this as a commentary rather than a faster game that was over after a single rush. Right here is going to be, I think pretty soon is going to be the biggest battle in the game, as I put my Ghosts up on that ledge right there, if you noticed, and I hit the mass of his units with not one but 2 EMPs. I basically hit all of his units and took all their shields down, took away just about all the energy. I think I got the energy off of all of the High Templars, so the fact that I hit pretty much all of his units with 2 well-placed EMPs from up on this ledge by the Zelnaga Tower, that won me the battle there, and subsequently won me the game. So hopefully you either learned something from this commentary or found it an interesting game. If this commentary is well received, then I'll probably make some more. If not, then I at least had fun doing my first commentary. I thought I'd give it a shot. So we'll see whether this turns out to be popular or not. And until next time, this is Endrick signing off.